Life is full of interactions. Every day we try to get people to see our point of view. This is influence. Sometimes people use tricky ways to get what they want. This can be psychological manipulation. Psychological manipulation is like a sneaky tactic. It's when someone tries to control your feelings or actions without you realizing it. Think of it like this. They're playing a game with your mind, and you don't even know you're in the game. Manipulators are skilled at using your emotions against you. They might use guilt, fear, or even love to get you to do what they want. It's important to recognize the signs of manipulation so you can protect yourself. But here's the catch. Understanding manipulation isn't just about protecting yourself. It's also about understanding the power of influence. Because when used correctly, influence can be a tool for good. Influence is everywhere. It's in the way a salesperson convinces you to buy a product, or how a friend talks you into going to a party you weren't sure about. Influence is about persuasion, and persuasion is a part of life. Think about a time when you convinced someone to do something. Maybe you convinced your parents to let you stay out late, or you got your friend to watch the movie you wanted to see. That's influence. We all have the power to influence others. It's how we get things done, build relationships, and even make a difference in the world. But like any tool, influence can be used for good or bad. The key is to use your powers of influence responsibly and ethically. That means being honest, transparent, and always respecting the other person's free will. To understand how to influence, you need to be a good observer. Pay attention to how people act and react. What makes them tick? What are their interests? Notice their body language. Do they cross their arms when they're uncomfortable? Do they smile when they're happy? Our bodies often reveal what our words don't. Listening is crucial. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Really hear what the other person is saying. What are their values? What are their fears? The more you observe and understand people, the better you'll be at communicating with them in a way that resonates. Remember, knowledge is power. Your body speaks volumes, even when your mouth is closed. In fact, studies show that over 90% of communication is non-verbal. That means your posture, gestures, and facial expressions are sending loud and clear messages. Want to appear confident? Stand tall, shoulders back, and make eye contact. Want to show you're listening? Lean in slightly, nod your head, and maintain eye contact. These small changes can make a big difference in how people perceive you. Your voice is also a powerful tool. Speak clearly, vary your tone, and use pauses for emphasis. A well-placed pause can be just as effective as 1,000 words. Remember, mastering body language isn't about being fake. It's about aligning your non-verbal communication with your words and intentions. When your body language matches your message, you become a more powerful and persuasive communicator. Section 5. The Art of Persuasion. Persuasion isn't about tricking people into doing what you want. It's about understanding their needs and presenting your ideas in a way that appeals to them. One of the most effective persuasion techniques is called framing. It's about presenting information in a way that highlights the benefits for the other person. For example, instead of saying, "You have to do this," you could say, "This will really help you achieve your goals." Another powerful technique is social proof. People are more likely to do something if they see others doing it. Think about online reviews. We're more likely to buy a product if it has hundreds of positive reviews. You can use this principle by sharing testimonials or examples of how your idea has worked for others. Remember, persuasion is about building a bridge between your ideas and the other person's needs. It's about finding common ground and presenting your case in a way that's clear, compelling, and benefits everyone involved. Section 6. Building rapport and trust. Influence isn't a one-time transaction. It's built on a foundation of rapport and trust. People are more likely to be persuaded by someone they like and feel connected to. So how do you build rapport? Start by finding common ground. What are your shared interests? What experiences do you have in common? Even small talk about the weather can be a starting point for building a connection. Active listening is crucial for building rapport. When you truly listen to someone, you're showing them that you value their thoughts and opinions. This creates a sense of mutual respect and understanding. Trust is earned over time through consistency and honesty. Be true to your word, follow through on your commitments, and always act with integrity. Section 7. Ethical considerations. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room: ethics. Just because you can influence someone doesn't mean you should. Manipulation is about getting what you want at the expense of others, and that's never right. Ethical influence, on the other hand, is about using your powers for good. It's about empowering others, fostering positive change, and creating win-win situations. So, how do you know if you're crossing the line? Ask yourself these questions. Am I being honest and transparent? Am I respecting the other person's free will? Would I be comfortable if someone used these tactics on me? If the answer to any of these questions is no, then it's time to reevaluate your approach. Section 8. Recognizing manipulation. It's just as important to recognize when someone might be trying to manipulate you. Manipulators often use tactics like guilt trips, threats, or playing the victim to get their way. They might try to isolate you from your friends and family, making you more dependent on them. They might also use gaslighting, which is a form of emotional abuse where they make you doubt your own sanity. If you feel like someone is trying to control you, trust your gut. Set boundaries. Don't be afraid to say no, and seek support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist. Section 9. Conclusion. Using your powers for good. Understanding psychological manipulation is a double-edged sword. It's about protecting yourself from those who would use it against you. But it's also about understanding the power of influence and using it for good. Remember, influence is a tool. It can be used to build bridges, foster collaboration, and create positive change in the world. But like any tool, it's important to use it responsibly and ethically. So go out there and use your powers of influence to make a difference. But always remember to use them wisely, compassionately, and with the best intentions for yourself and others.